You want to pick this broccoli?
Yes.
Okay.
They're but a big broccoli.
It is a big broccoli, isn't it?
Yes.
You want to hold it?
Can I eat it?
No, we're going to take it to the house and then we can eat it up there
Can
for
I
dinner.
eat this one
No, darling.
and this one?
If you eat them while they're little, they won't grow big. Hello and welcome back. So I was down here this morning having a look at the veggie patch in general, and I noticed that some of the potato plants had started to get a bit yellow and a bit droopy. So I thought, oh, maybe it's time for them to come out. Went back and checked my records, and apparently they've been in the ground for over 130 days. So I think we are well past due to get these guys out of the ground. I did do a little bit of a dig around and see if anything had grown, and I did find some potatoes. So I have no idea what we're going to find, but I thought we might just pull these plants out and see what's under there. So let's do it. So to give you an idea of where we are in the garden, this is the original veggie patch on the slope of the hill, and the potatoes I've got planted are right down the bottom here, all the way along this section. So I would say it's about a 5-meter length of garden and probably about a meter wide. From memory, I planted 2 rows of potatoes in that section. So this is where I did a little bit of a sneak peek. And in here, if I pull back this, hopefully you can see, look, we have potatoes. How exciting! So these were just grown from sprouted potatoes that I had in my kitchen, so I don't know the varieties. From memory there was red and white. So anyway, I'm just going to set up the camera, pull up these plants, and we'll see what we can find. Tiny little one, but it's a spud, so in it goes. These ones are a bit better sized. I really did not do much to these potatoes at all. I just threw them in the ground, barely covered them up with soil, and then put a layer of mulch on top, straw mulch. And then come back 130 days later and clean up what we've got. What I'm finding is this dirt was probably too compact for the potatoes to grow nicely. So what I'm getting is sitting right on top of the dirt, and it's just covered by the mulch. So whether I would have got more potatoes had I done another layer of mulch later on or something, I don't know. Not really versed in growing potatoes very much. This is about my second crop. But you know, or them sprouting in the cupboard and me just throwing them in the dirt and then leaving them to their own devices is not bad. Kind of like free food. Ooh. Nice big one I missed. Apparently the jury is out on whether you should compost your potato tops. In this case, they're still perfectly healthy looking, so I think I'm just going to put them in there. Let's hope I don't regret that in the future. So while we were down in the veggie patch, I thought I'd show you a few exciting things. Spring is definitely on the way. Check this out. Would you look at that? A fresh bud about to burst on the nectarine tree. And if we follow this all the way up, we'll see some little leaves starting. So from looking at that, it appears that we got the copper spray onto the nectarine tree just in time. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it below. But in that video I went through how I had to spray for rust on my nectarine tree, and the instructions I had read said to do it at leaf drop and then to get a bud swell. Well, there was about a week between leaf drop and bud swell. So thankfully I got it done, and now we just gotta wait and see what happens. I don't really expect to get any fruit on it this year. It's a brand new tree, but it's exciting to see that it's at least happy enough where it is to start flowering. Okay, so we're back inside now with the big box of potatoes, and I thought I would just weigh them up and see how much we actually managed to get. Okay, so I've just got my kitchen scale here, and I'm just going to put this bowl on and fill it up. Lost one. Looks like my bowl might not be quite big enough. Okay, we might need to do this in 2 stages. So this first lot we've got just over 3.1 kilograms. The red potatoes we've got 780 grams. And then I might just throw the last of these white potatoes on top and we'll see how many of them we get. Another 500 grams. Not bad. Well, there you have it, just over 4.4 kilograms of potatoes harvested. I'm really pleased with that. There's a lot of them that are these little ones, which maybe if I'd left them to grow a bit longer they would have got a bit bigger, but I'm sure these will still be tasty. We can make use of them. And there's a couple in here that did get a little bit green, which means I guess that they just didn't have quite enough of a layer of mulch over the top. So I'll just have to have a good look at these when we go to eat them and make sure that they're not too bad. If they're just a little bit green, we might be able to chop those bits off. I think I'm going to cook a couple of these up tonight for mashed potato, and we're going to have that with something else that I got out of the garden as well, which is these Brussels sprout leaves. Look at those. So I snapped these off below the developing Brussels sprouts, so I thought I would actually try to utilize them, and we'll make some sauteed Brussels sprout leaves for dinner. Sounds pretty good. And we also have our first ripe tomato of the winter season. Well, almost ripe. I picked it because I didn't want anything to get to it, so I'll let this ripen on the counter for the next couple of days. But that's very exciting because I wasn't sure whether anything was actually going to ripen. I thought it might be too cold. So, yay for that. Well, thank you for watching this, and if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye!